and assets in multiple jurisdictions globally, just to be able to diversify and mitigate risk in case there is something bad that happens in one of those jurisdictions. All their eggs aren't in one basket. And many of them are scared that the US dollar is going to continue to go down, and there's going to be a regime change and currency change where another one of these currencies becomes the global dominant currency. They don't know about XRP, most of them. And so, they've made allocations to the franc, the yen, the yuan, the sterling, many other currencies. They have accounts in those jurisdictions, and they have separate entities structured in those locations that those accounts sit under. If you're talking about artwork that may be housed offshore in one of the facilities where it's difficult to get that artwork, that could be held in trust here. Or it could be held in the Cook Islands or another international trust. It could be managed from another jurisdiction. So, again, I am not the end-all be-all on that. I know enough to be dangerous. I would work with an estate planner in that jurisdiction that understands that and could coordinate with your estate planner here to determine whether it's better to structure something there or hold it in a trust that you currently have domestically. Money matters greatly again. Good to see you. He's got another super chat. He says, also, margin calls in South Korea due to their struggling market. We need this to happen in Japan to help move the reverse carry trade. Is that right? Also, full DTCC launch is our next important date to watch. I don't think so. I'm going to continue to say that stable coins being launched at scale is what's going to bring liquidity into crypto, alongside ETF volume and demand for certain digital assets to settle stable coins to be able to stabilize the market. So I think the last puzzle piece that we're waiting for, and this doesn't mean that the next day or right when it happens or any of that, this all unwinds, okay? But like I said, they've been very methodical about this. So once they have issued guidance for stablecoins, banks then have the green light to start issuing stablecoins at scale and buying treasuries. And they're going to need the treasuries to be able to issue the stablecoins. So at that point, it actually makes sense that the US would say, go, and let it unwind, and then we can roll. And they will drive a bunch of liquidity into crypto through that mechanism and the ETFs. Tether probably has problems at that point. Maybe the US sanctions Tether because it doesn't meet the OCC and all these other requirements for the guidance that has been issued. They do have 3-year moratorium on that, so probably not.